Hello traders, I'm going to do this midweek market focus. Today's the 27th of March 2013. I'm Julio Pineiro. I'm gonna be scanning through the market looking for end of day patterns using daily charts and weekly charts, and then after I'm gonna go into the FTSE and then stocks. Right, let's get cracking. Um, Now, this is the daily chart on Singapore dollar. It is making higher highs and high lows. It is bouncing off the 50 moving average there. Then it actually looks like a pretty clear trend there for end of day patterns. It is making, as I said, high highs and high lows. We got a clear channel there. It is bouncing off the 50 moving average and almost the 50, but it's actually just bouncing off the 50 moving average there. Um, if you look at the phase 1 and phase 2s, that's a phase 1 there to the upside, that's a phase 2 to the downside, and a phase 1 back up again, and a phase 2 there, and then again, this is what we're expecting now, right? So expecting another phase 1, and a phase 1, phase 2, and so on, right? So if the pattern continues, this is what is going to happen, okay? Now, what you have to do, once you have this analysis done, you have to spot the ceiling of the house, floor of the house, and then put some support and resistance on it, and then look for some end of day uh, patterns. You have to go onto the weekly chart, possibly even the monthly chart, and see what the bigger picture is heading to. So, right, let's see if we can identify some levels. If you make it a bit bigger, actually, uh, yeah, there's a nice level down here. Can you see this level here? Sorry. Uh, this one here is acting as a resistance. Now it breaks through and it becomes support. And guess what? There again, support. Here is broken through, and there again. Right? This is still qualified, by the way. This is just there, and there as well. That's qualified. There's just a bit of noise there. That's fine. Okay, so basically, the price action bounces off that level regardless of which direction it comes from. So it can come from the bottom, can come from the top, doesn't matter. It's acting as a level of resistance and support, which means it's actually a horizontal level. So the price reacts to that level, and it's been reacting to it several times. Just right. So now that's a resistance, becomes support, so we're expecting a bounce of it. And it's also, guess what, it's also bouncing off the 50 moving average as well. So now if we go on to the RSI indicator, you can see a hook down here, and it's telling you that it's going to reverse. When it's down here, it's telling you that it's going to reverse. When it's up here, it's telling you that it's going to reverse. So down here, you get the hook, so we're expecting a move to the upside. Right, so now let's try and put some other horizontal levels. Let's say there is one up here. There is a level there, support, resistance, right? So we can call it a level there, and then there'll be, that's the ceiling of the house up there, and there's another level up here as well, there, and let's see, nothing there. Right, so this is what is happening. It's making higher highs and higher lows, going up, hook on the RSI, bouncing off the 50, and a powerful level there as well. Now if you go onto the weekly chart, we type comma W enter anywhere in the chart, it will bring you to the weekly chart. And now if you make it bigger, I'm gonna take these lines out actually to see the price clearly. And if you see today's, well, this week's bar is actually bouncing off the 50 moving average, right? So because the trend was going down, that's why the 50 moving average was going down as well. And then it made a new high, it gave two high test bars in a row, and then it's pulled back down to the 50 moving average, right? Just remember that each of the lines is 1 week, okay? So that's where we are. Let's see if we can spot some other support and resistance on it. Well, that's a nice level down here, and if you go to the daily chart you'll see many more touches down here. So that's qualified. We're gonna call that the floor of the house, and that's the ceiling, right? And these are some soft levels in between. Although this is not very soft, it's actually a solid level there as well, and this is a soft level, right? So top and bottom, solid level, soft level. Right, let's make it bigger now. I'm gonna make it bigger. There we go. So it's reacting to this price here. That's good. I'm gonna go back to the. So we can see that we're bullish on this chart. We're gonna go back to the daily chart. So you type comma D enter. That's the daily chart there now. Excuse me. Now the entry point was just the 5 pips above the height bar. Stop loss 100 below the low of the bar, and off it goes. Okay, 100 will be there. 100 below the low of the bar. So you're looking to hold it until it reaches somewhere up here. You can just try the stop loss as it goes. This is like an income generator type of thing. And phase 1, phase 2 finishes, and off it goes. Okay. So this is end of day. Okay. For end of day, remember to look at the weekly chart as well. Don't only trade on of the daily chart. You look at the daily and weekly. Look for time frame agreement, time frame correlation. If it's doing the same thing, then you're gonna have time frame agreement. Be able to tick the box on your checklist, and then you will need to go through some other points here and there. If you're using these indicators at the bottom, then this is telling you that it's going to reverse. In fact, it's already reversing, and off it goes. Right. So now, that's the stochastic indicator, which we're getting a hook. We're getting a hook there from the bottom, and then down here we had a hook, went up slightly, came back down, hooked that one up to here, right? So it's kind of following the price. Yeah, here turns, down here turns, here turns, down here turns, here turns, yeah. So it's following the price there. Now it's giving you a hook, telling you that it's going to reverse, and it's gonna shoot up from there. RSI as well. So if the trend continues, the pattern is gonna carry on. Might continue, might not, but that's the pattern that we have. So if the pattern continues, it's gonna carry on within the channel. And guess what? The 50 EMA is also down here. So as the pattern continues, the 50 EMA will also continue as well. Right, that was Singapore dollar there for end of day trading. We go to Aussie Kiwi. Very similar. Sorry, let me just go back 1 second to the. Sorry, 80-FX. So we have the trend lines. Yeah, we have the trend lines there. Now I'm gonna go back to the Aussie Kiwi daily chart. It looks very similar, to be honest. We'll still have the price action making high highs and high lows. Look at the 50, goes down. Now it's catching up a little bit. Now if you put the 100 moving average, you will see that it's actually bouncing a bit. See the 100 moving average there? It's actually, well, it's broken through the today slightly, but it's been respecting the 100 moving average nicely throughout the past year or so. So it bounced there, and there. Right, so it's been respecting the 100 moving average for quite a long time, especially here in this area here, and again there. And this is not as clear as the other one, as the one on Singapore dollar. It's against the US dollar, remember, because um, if it doesn't say anything, it means it's against the US dollar. The code is SGD space A0 dash FX, and it takes you straight onto the Singapore dollar. Alright, now back to the Aussie Kiwi. You just need to type it on your keyboard straight away. Okay, it will go automatically. Now let's go to the weekly chart here. So we go comma W enter for the weekly chart. And this is not as clear. It's not as clear as the other weekly chart on the Singapore dollar. Singapore dollar was more bullish on this chart. In fact, this looks bearish, to be honest. This one looks like it's gonna be pulling back down to here based on this pattern here. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 1, phase 2. Yeah, can you see that? Phase 1, phase 2, phase 1, phase 2, and again phase 1 to the downside. Yeah, Singapore looks more bullish than that. SGD space A0 dash FX. Can you see the weekly chart? It looks more bullish. It's broken through the 50. It's making high highs and high lows. It kind of looks that it's broken through the pattern there. It's broken through that pattern that was going down, and here it wasn't making lower highs and lower lows. In fact, it was kind of flat down here. So the lows were not getting lower. That's actually a very important level as well, which we missed. So one there, and one there. Triple bottom formation, giving divergence to the upside. Then on the weekly chart, giving a very clear divergence. This is flat, and this is going up, unintense. We're talking about massive number of pips here. Look, yeah, these are big moves, right? 100, 300, yep, 350. That's 400. So that's a big move. I'm gonna go back to the daily chart there. Fine. Right, let's see what else is setting up. Now, Euro is falling off the cliff, which I'm not surprised. Expecting it to drop down and even take. Well, it's gonna go down to this low, and it's gonna even break through that low there. And then if it breaks through, then it's gonna go down to the previous lows, and so on. It's gonna be moving into sections. So if you break through that low, then we're going down to here, which is really far. Before getting down to here, it has to break through this level here as well. So there's a key level here that it has to be broken before it carries on. So we're heading towards that level. Yeah, so it looks very bearish, this chart, and especially from fundamentally as well. Fundamentally, from based on what's happening in Cyprus and everything, I wouldn't be surprised if it even breaks through that low there. But we're not trading the news. We just check what you see, not what you think. What you see is real. So just follow the pattern and look for clear moves out there. It all comes to the higher highs and high lows if you're looking to buy, or lower highs and lower lows if you're looking to sell. Also look for high test bars, low test bars, and then look for correlations between the daily chart and the weekly chart as well, which is what we've been doing today. I'm just gonna look at end of day patterns today, and then I'm gonna have a look at the FTSE and a few stocks here and there, because I'd rather focus on particular aspects every time I'm doing a midweek market focus. So then we can cover all the different topics throughout the time. Okay, what I wanted to have a look at was Aussie chart. Here we go. It's giving up. Well, there's a massive, beautiful channel. That's the channel there. Look at the low test bars and high test bars. Right, so that was a low test. That's a high test. And another high test. Okay. And another high test. So they're all on turning points. High test, tens. High test, tens. High test, tens. Low test, tens. I'm gonna put a level up here as well. So every time it reaches the level, if it gives the high test bar, even better. Because you have the confirmation of the move. So now, if it reaches this level up here, then it's gonna give some really good entries to sell it back down again. And then guess what? And then it's gonna pull back down like that. And then here we do the same thing. So it's gonna be like doing ping pong, isn't it? I think it's like around 400 pips from level to level, which is quite a lot. 400 pips there. So it's got a big move there. Okay. So that is the channel. If you go to the weekly, that's a channel there on the weekly chart. And it tends to follow a channel there. What else we've got? Nothing as well. If the Aussie devaluates, that's the parity level up here. You can potentially go down to, well, if you break through that low and that low, then it's gonna go break through the 200. It's gonna go down to that low there. And now we're talking about massive moves here. So it'll be from the high to this bottom. It's like 2,000 pips, is it? Sorry, it's 400. There's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. That's big moves here, yeah? Now we're gonna go back to the daily chart. So, so fun enough, we've got channels within channels, but more towards the downside. Yeah, like here. So we've got around 1,000 pips from level to level, which is massive. And yeah, basically when it reaches this level here at the top, this is more master trader type of thing. Then you'll be looking to sell it down there. If you're looking to trade income generators, then look for clear moves and clear cycles, wait for pullbacks, and then off it goes. Let's go to the daily chart. There it is. Now on the daily chart, if you're looking to trade income generators, you have to trade with the trend. We can also consider this move as a trend, although it's a bit tight, but still can still make some aggressive higher highs and higher lows. So now this is what you can do. Wait until it reaches the top and look for long opportunities. Sorry, wait until it reaches the bottom, right at the bottom, and look for long opportunities at the bottom, yeah? You're gonna make money as it goes up to the top. So look for long opportunities down here at the bottom, and then off it goes, yeah? So don't try and buy it up here. Wait until it pulls back down, and then look to buy down there. Down here, down there, and down there. Right, he's telling you that it's going to reverse. Yep, based on the basic rule for RSIs and stochastics, when it's up here it's going to reverse, when it's down here it's going to reverse. Okay, so here is this hooking down, so it's telling you that it's going to reverse, and it's reversing. After a pullback, then it's gonna go again. Yeah, so it's heading towards that level there, which we're gonna keep our eyes open for that move. Kiwi looks very, very similar to that one. Very, very similar. As they have a very similar economy, they tend to do the same thing. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a quick look at the FTSE. Right, this is the FTSE here. Overall, the FTSE's been going up, making higher highs and higher lows. There is no channel. This channel here has been broken. Yeah. So this is absolutely invalid. This line here, so we're gonna take it out. There. I'm gonna copy and paste it. I'm gonna put it here. So there we go. That's a channel. It's almost testing the 50 moving average. It's been going down for a week and a half, 2 weeks now. It looks that phase one is gonna kick in again to the upside. So I'm gonna keep our eyes open for another rally to the upside. If phase one kicks in on the FTSE, then we can start looking at long opportunities on stocks. Any stock on the FTSE 350, because they're all highly correlated. The FTSE 100, the 250, and the 350, they're all highly correlated. Bear with me for a sec. I'm just gonna go into the power play setup. Right. Okay, here we've got a scanner. That's a scanner here. Here we have the three indices, all the sectors. So whatever you change here, it will come up down here, and whatever you pick here, these are all the stocks, will come up down here, right? So these two goes together, and these two goes together as well. If you look into look for long possibilities to trade on a power play, or even just to check the trend, upward trends, let's call it, you click there. Leave that as all there, so it's gonna check every single sector. Leave that as it is there. I've got 150,000. The settings you probably have is 100, 50,000 and 500. Minimum volume should be 500, but I'm still gonna check the one that has very low volume still, just to see the potential of those. And minimum price I've put 1, you've got 100, and the maximum price is the same thing. Right, so I'm gonna click on go there. These are all the long combinations there, all the long possibilities there telling you to buy. So we're gonna have a look here, and here is telling you to buy that one there. Even that one, that'll be at 20 pounds actually. Here it's making high highs and high lows, so it's not bad at all. If the FTSE kicks into the upside, he's gonna make another swing there, another phase one and a phase two. So it will be done by then, by the time it reaches the top. Alright, what else we've got? So there is the 20 and the 50 and the 200. It's all aligned together to the upside, going up, phase one and phase two. Ideally, you have to look for lotus bars of moving averages and horizontal levels. Oh, look, there's a beautiful lever here. That one there. There, and there. So that's a resistance again, breakthrough, and it's becoming support now. The bar has closed already. It closed at 4:30. Now it's 5:34 in the afternoon. This is giving a level of resistance there. It's testing the level there, high test, breakthrough, pulls back down, and now it's becoming resistant. It has closed below, so if the next bar takes the previous high out, then it's going to be going up to there, right? If it breaks through the 20, I'll be a bit worried, because it's not going to be respecting the level that we have there. I'm going to go to the weekly chart now, W enter for the weekly chart, and it looks quite bullish, I have to say. I'll make it a bit bigger there. It looks quite bullish, although Kind of looks like it's gonna be pulling back down, doesn't it? Kind of looks like it's gonna be pulling back down to the 20 moving average or so. We had a stream of buyer bars. We had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars. It's almost 2 months, and this is the first sell bar, although the wick hasn't closed just yet. But so far it's a sell bar, which will probably remain the same for the end of the week. It might push up slightly or push down slightly, but or it might even become a buyer bar as well. We don't know because the bar hasn't closed yet, because it's the weekly chart. What we know is that we had 7 buyer bars in a row, and it's been pushing up lately, and it has broken through the previous high, that one there, and it's becoming now support, a level of support. So that's what we know up to now, and it's bouncing on the 20 moving average on the daily chart. Okay, so I'll keep our eyes open for that one. Right, that's what you have to do. You have to look at the daily chart, then use the weekly chart in conjunction with it, and look for agreement, time frame agreement, time frame correlation. See if they're both in agreement, if they both have the phase one kicking in to the upside, and then you can also have a look at the sector and see if it's matching up with the sector, and then the FTSE as well, which we already know what's happening on the FTSE. We know that the FTSE has pulled back down slightly, and the phase one seems to be on the way. So if you look at all the correlations, look at the daily chart and weekly chart for this stock, then have a look at the indice and the sector. Okay. Myself, I always have a look at the FTSE first, just to have an idea of what's happening overall, and then I go into the stocks. I then have a look at the sector, but it's personal preference. I mean, it's up to you the way you wanna do it, but make sure you make it mechanical, so you always do it the same way. It's gonna be much easier. Um, okay, that one there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Bars too big, not very clear, nothing there. It's running out of steam, nothing there. Next one. That's alright actually. Make it bigger there. He's making higher highs and higher lows. It's going up. There we go. Pushing upwards, and he's kind of respecting the 20 moving average quite nicely. So you can look for 20 bounces on this particular stock. So make sure he's making high highs and high lows, which is not quite making high highs and high lows actually. It's kind of flat. Yep, it's kind of flat, so I won't be keen to buy that. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Should have been a higher high. A higher high up to somewhere there, and then off it goes from there. So you can look for long opportunities here if it takes these highs out. Okay, next one. Nothing there. Next one. No, I covered massively. Not very clear. Next one. It's giving 20 bounces there. Power plays on 20 bounces, and it's making high highs and high lows. If it gives a low test bar of the 20 there, it might give a nice opportunity to buy. Like a nice low test bar, like that. Okay, then you can put an entry above the high, stop loss below the low. Off it goes. Make it very tight. 1 pip either way. Very, very tight. Stop loss very tight there. There. And there. And then you can take it up to here. Keep an eye on it. Um, it has to be like that, because if it takes this low out, we're not going to have the momentum going up, so it's not going to be good. Got this one here, not much happening there. Next one, this one here, nothing there. Next one, nothing. Next one, not very clear. Next one, not very clear. Next one, it's going flat. You can look for breakouts here actually. Right, the breakout is, what was it? That one there. Entry here, stop loss there. Yeah, entry here, stop loss there. With the trend, off it goes. Okay, so if we break through the highs, we're gonna be in and put a stop loss just beneath the 20 moving average, which happens to be below the this consolidation that we have here. This is called a breakout, yeah? Breakout from consolidation. Now we type comma W, enter, and there it is. A very tight consolidation up there, which it looks good, making historical highs. Excellent. So you can look for long opportunities on that one as well. Okay, right. Okay, so make sure you keep it mechanical and systematic. Look for clear moves out there. Trade with the trend. Look for high test bars and low test bars. Have your moving averages there in place. Put all the lines on it. Save the settings. So you need to have uh, the lines for the trend lines, if there is any. Then on the ceiling of the house, the floor of the house. Then some resistance levels and some support levels there. All the tools, they're all here. That's to draw the arrows to identify the phase 1 and phase 2s. This one here is to measure the pips. Then you get that one there for the trend lines and that one there for the horizontal lines. Here you have to go right click and tick this box for the price ruler. Right, so out of all these tools, I only use these ones to be honest, and in the Fibonacci's and this one here as well, which tells you the open, high, low and close of each of the bars, and that's it pretty much. So we use 5% of all these tools, right? The main ones are all here, which are the ones we use to draw the lines and stuff, yeah, for the technical analysis and so on. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here, as I've done a bootcamp today. Got here by 6:30 in the morning, from 6:30 to 4:30, and tomorrow again. So I've done just over half an hour. I've tried to make it all easy for you to understand for end of day patterns, for by looking at the daily chart and weekly chart, and then you have to look for the correlations from one time frame to another. Um, we've done half for forex and the other half for stocks, and spend some time looking at the FTSE as well. So just keep your eyes open. If the FTSE kicks in again and you see another phase one coming ahead on the FTSE, that means that the phase one is being established or is getting established. Then you can look for long opportunities in all the stocks that are trading within the FTSE 350. Okay, right. Happy trading, and see you all soon. Cheers there. Bye now.